Episode of Rainmaker 201, and I'm happy to be joined with Andrew Araza. Did I pronounce that right, Andrew?
That's correct, yeah.
I hate that when I pronounce people's names wrong. I feel like an idiot. They're usually kind about it. They're probably thinking, geez, this idiot doesn't have my name, right?
Yeah.
And so I certainly appreciate Andrew joining us. He's got some interesting thing, I think, to share with you guys about his experience with the sales development enrollment communication, now known as Rainmaker 201 course, which I really like the name. So, Andrew, just introduce yourself real quick. Let everybody know who you are.
Yeah, how you guys doing? Andrew Araza, owner and operator here at Innate Fitness in Santa Barbara, California. Yeah, we've done it all. Started as a personal trainer, then group fitness in the beaches and the parks, and now CrossFit and back to Innate Fitness. Just super trying to run a super clean, personal training group program and help change people's lives, which is what the Rainmaker course really helps with. Big time.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, so that story, is an interesting one, kind of circling back around to your roots and personal training and Group X, and you've been kind of going through a rebrand with CrossFit, and you're still kind of using that name. What do you guys decided to do with that?
Decided to get away from it as much as possible. It just seems that like our market, the people that we can help the best, the people that can, pay well and want to stick around and believe in what we're doing, are afraid of CrossFit, or they don't know what it is, or whatever. That issue, yeah, it doesn't attract the best customers for us.
Yeah, that commodity mindset, it's hard to overcome, but got to be done, right? Developing hopefully long-term relationships with your clients and managing their exercise and fitness programming over the course of their lifetime, right? As long as they live in your community, I guess. So yeah, tell me how the Rainmaker course kind of helped you in China, and I think a couple of your staff were at the course. How many years ago was that?
It was probably at least 3 years ago. We took the course in Vegas, me and 3 other coaches. I got a co-owner, China too, and we all went out to Vegas for the weekend and took the course. Very helpful. Yeah, I'll just give you a little bit of background, right? We did the CrossFit thing and then found MadLab, discovered the fundamentals, and that's like 10 times better way to bring somebody on and help them succeed. But then communicating all those details and benefits, it was a challenge for sure. The course, super helpful just in helping to take the whole perspective and shift it, right? Because I think we all as coaches, trainers, want to help people, right? Want to help people be healthier and happier and live better lives. And then we get caught in the system, whether it be CrossFit or, Group X of whatever kind. We just get in the grind and do things same day in, day out, the same way. But it all comes back to being able to communicate well with your clients or your potential clients. And the Rainmaker 201 was just, I'm going back through it now again too, because we just got onto the 201 online.
Right, yeah.
That if I could do anything over again, it would be fully engage, fully commit, and then do the weekly calls as well. Because I think we all took it and we were like, yeah, that was great. And then quickly we fell back into our habits and patterns, and it spoke to me. So I've been probably implementing it the most and having the most success with it. But the other coaches, I think maybe it's outside their comfort zone, or it's just more new to them. And now that we're doing the 201, I mean, that's what it's all about, right? Everybody.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to hear that, because it's one of the things I think I try to make a point in the weekend course and even in the online course, which is essentially the weekend course spread out over a video series, is that this is a pretty serious data dump, right? I mean, I throw a lot of information at you
Yeah.
short period of time. A lot of it is counterintuitive and challenges some of your current perspectives and beliefs. There's a lot of actual language techniques and physical techniques that you're trying to learn. It's a lot, and it takes years, I think, to really continually revisit it, reinforce it, practice it, fail at it, learn about it, reapply it. And some of the most successful folks that I've seen, coaches and owners that are using the material, have done just that. They get on the monthly calls and they review it with their staff, and they review. They just keep looking at it. It's got to be done.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What were some of the big challenges of implementing? I mean, so it's one thing to say I really like the material and it made sense to me. What is that thing that happens when you go to some course and you're like, man, that was great. I really liked all the material. And next thing you know, like you said, you just fade right back into the old habits.
I mean, just lack of, it's like learning a new language, right? It's like trying to pick up Spanish or whatever. Take a weekend course and then you never practice it again, and all of a sudden you forget all the vocabulary and the mindset that you were going for. You get a potential customer and, oh, I've done it 1,000 ways this time, that seems easier, so I'll just do it again that way, versus we get afraid of losing that client, right? So we go with what's easy versus what's effective. And I think
what do you think the problem is with like shortcutting that whole front end sales process and just kind of, hey, how you doing? Good. What do you want? Great. Yeah, you got some money? Okay, let's get started. Go. What's the problem with that? Because it seems like that's the easier way to go, kind of that retail clerk model, right? Here's my features and benefits, song and dance. You like it? Great. Buy it. Okay, go. What do you think the problem? And maybe you can talk about some of the problems maybe you run into when you did it that way.
Well, just a lack of engagement, from the coach, the professional, as well as the client or potential client. It's like, on the surface, everybody, yeah, exercise is good, I need to do it. But it's, like you teach, to really make this meaningful, it's got to hit the emotion, right? It's got to deep down understand why people are showing up and taking, time and money to come stop by or to look you up online or whatever it is. And when you just gloss over that and get them in, you didn't give the respect and honor that deserves, right? Somebody trying to change their whole life or their whole habits, or maybe they have been doing a bunch of different exercise programs, and like, I don't want that person just to come in here for 2 months and then go try the next thing. I want to help them.
You're the new fad, right?
Right. I want to help them.
How the consumer's looking at it, though, often, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Just hopping from one exercise program to the next. I think, you spoke to that in the program. That's like 5%, right? People that are just going from core power yoga to killer bee fitness to innate fitness. And like, we want to drop in and make some serious change and build a successful career. And that's the other 95% who, need to be connected with on a deeper level. And that's not going to happen with, hey, this is the best program ever, get in and get after it.
Yeah, I was watching over the weekend a lot of college football and seeing commercials, right? You see these infomercials on exercise and the newest thing and Total Gyms and Gazelle is back, and there's just one gadget after another that is touting all these incredible results, mainly around weight loss, right? And trying to look better, which is fine. I mean, losing weight's a great goal, and looking aesthetically pleasing and feeling good about that's fine. But what do you think the course helps you guys as coaches overcome, I guess, in terms of that mindset that exercise is for weight loss? Right? That's all that it's for. Looking good.
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, when you take the time to really dig in deep on an emotional level, people, yeah, I think most humans would have that same reaction, that like, yeah, I want to look good. That's cool. But really, like, I don't want to die at 50 like my dad did, or I don't want to be physically unable to do the things that I love to do, whether that's, we're here, we get a lot of surfers or hikers, or a lot of people just hang up the hook, because they think they're old when all they need to do is engage with a good coach and a good movement practice. And, that's going to get somebody to stay for years. We got a lot of clients that have been with us for 7 years, and that's because they know we care about them and we help them get through life's challenges and chapters and injuries, right? All the stuff that happens to everybody. But if you don't have that professional relationship with a coach, you're lost, right? You don't know how to do it.
Yeah, that's really the goal there. I mean, I even hate to use the word sales anymore, and you'll hear me say that over and over again. It's really about an interview and to a decision, right? We're just trying to make a couple of fully informed and mutually beneficial decisions. Have you noticed that the quality of the practice of your business has gone up versus kind of the quantity mindset?
Without a doubt, yeah. I think our classes are smaller, our revenues are higher. I've got, instead of all this mess of people who knows where they're at, what they're doing, I've got a few people that I really care about, and they know they're fully engaged, and it pays better too. I mean,
yeah, is it more fun and rewarding for you professionally?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's, I think, maybe one of the challenges of implementing this, the program 201, is having a coach whose experience was, let's go to fitness, let's go to CrossFit. Oh, I love this. My friends, my lifestyle, my favorite hobby. They have a hard time, they want to share that with others. They want to take Susie, who's 25, or Harry, who's 55, and be like, you'll have the same process I did, when that's absolutely not the case, right? They did sports in college. They have always been interested in fitness, and they're set up for success in that program. But 95% of other people are not. They don't know how to move. They don't know how to manage a workout or a group, for that matter. And it's definitely a challenge, because I think people, they like it. They like the CrossFit mentality. Therefore, they have a hard time shifting away from that mentality.
Well, definitely, I agree. It approaches, or at least attracts, a certain kind of mindset. Again, the diverse landscape of all the different environments and mechanisms by which you can engage in exercise and fitness is incredible, right? And so, one way of exercising doesn't fit everybody necessarily. And so it is important to recognize that the problem of, because I love it and it was great for me, you should love it and it's going to be great for everybody.
Right.
It's just really not the case. You can't really force feed it that way, which is what the interviewing, the sales, the communication process is trying to flush out, right?
Absolutely.
Who is this person that I'm talking to? What do you really want from exercise and from fitness? Because if all they're looking at it as short-term way to express themselves athletically and competitively, okay, Well, that's a different coaching interaction than somebody who's like, geez, I've never exercised a day in my life, and I'm afraid of exercise, and I know it's something I should do, but I don't know how I should go about it. That's a totally different relationship, right?
Absolutely.
And not that either one's right or wrong. It's just that's the key in the front end. So,
yeah, and I can't stress it enough. I think, as practitioners, we spend 90-80% of our time on the technical. Oh, how do I teach this person how to squat better? And get the pull up and do the stretch when, there's, how do I communicate with them? How do I learn about them? And how do I have them share things with me on an honest and, intimate level, and help them overcome all the challenges? And, I feel like we should shift it, or at least blend it, put it together.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, because so much of exercise and fitness programming now is exercise centric, right? It's about the name of the exercise. We're going to squat, and you have to squat like this.
Right.
We're going to do kips, and you have to kip like this. We're going to do lunges, and this is how you're supposed to lunge. And so no matter what someone's personality, anxiety levels, competitive nature, whatever that is, everybody does it this way.
Right.
Versus kind of that switch to, no, maybe we should be a little bit more client-centric, and then get the matching of what they really want and need, and their psychological as well as emotional makeup fitting the way that you decide what exercises they do and the risk of those exercises. Because some people might, look at a snatch and go, wow, that looks fun. And another one might look at that and go, that looks horrifying to me. That'll break my back if I do something like that, right? And so, you've got to be careful. And the only way to understand, whether or not someone's going to approach an exercise with one mindset or the other is to spend the time getting to know them, which is really what that interviewing process is about. Let's get back to a more client-centric construct, and they'll stick around, and you'll be able to connect with them, right? Because decision-making is really an emotional process. And you've got to, if you want to have effective decision-making, all the objective reasons have to be combined with all of the subjective emotional reasons. And in decision science, there's all kinds of research on this and what rationality is, and expected utility theory and prospect theory, and all these perspectives on how to make decisions. The subjective part of it is critical to figuring out what the best decision to make is. So it's good. Well, any last minute recommendations, comments on this particular subject, Andrew, for our listeners?
I mean, take the course if you haven't yet, and if you do take the course, make it a practice. Just like you exercise, just like you want to get better at your squat, you got to do the reps. And I think if you want to have a career in this field, if you want to be successful, that's 80% of it, right? Like
fundamentals, right? Stay on the fundamentals.
Yeah. If you want to be able to help people, you got to be able to communicate with them well, and pretty much guaranteed you're going to be able to help them move better. That's for sure. But the other question is, you got to be able to help them make decisions, and help them change their perspective on things.
Sounds great. Listen, Andrew, thanks for your time. I really appreciate it. That's some great insight, and best to you and your crew at Innate.
My pleasure, Greg. Thank you.
All right, see you.
Bye-bye.